Welcome back to the channel for this explainer. Look, I need you to listen really closely to this one, because what you're about to hear, it could completely change the way you think about money. We live in a world that constantly broadcasts a very specific, flashy image of what it means to be successful. But the truth is, society has been lying to you about what success actually looks like. And if you don't realize this soon, you're going to spend your entire life chasing a ghost.
So why do so many people who look rich have so little true wealth? We need to instantly shatter a massive illusion right here. Most people get this completely wrong by confusing the flashy, performative lifestyles you see every single day on social media with actual financial freedom. You see the luxury cars, the designer clothes, the massive houses, and your brain automatically equates that with wealth. But what you are usually seeing isn't wealth at all. You're seeing debt. You're literally just seeing the money that they have already spent.
And this brings us to the statistical reality of what researchers call the millionaire next door. True wealth is actually built through intense frugality and quiet, invisible assets. It's the index funds, the paid-off mortgage, the emergency savings. It is absolutely not built by burying yourself in high-interest debt just to impress strangers on the internet. And this is the real difference between looking rich and actually becoming wealthy.
Think about this for a second. This quote from Morgan Housel perfectly captures the entire essence of financial independence. Wealth is what you don't see. As the research shows, wealth is the luxury cars not purchased, the extravagant vacations not taken, and the status games not played. Which means true wealth is entirely psychological before it is ever financial. Your bank account, it's really just a lagging indicator of your mindset.
Chapter 1. The scripts run in your life.
Now, this is where things become really dangerous. Because to understand why you might be secretly self-sabotaging your own financial future, we actually have to look back at your childhood. Clinical psychologists have discovered that we all operate on hidden money scripts. These are deeply ingrained emotional habits and beliefs around wealth that we just blindly follow into adulthood without ever questioning them. They were handed down to you by your parents, your environment, and your early traumas. And until you identify which script is running your life, you are not truly in control of your financial decisions.
Let's look at the first destructive script, money worship. If you subconsciously worship money, you hold this deep, unwavering belief that more money will just magically solve all of your internal and external problems. But trust me, this part is important. This script will lead you to constantly chase an ever-moving goalpost of perceived fulfillment. It leads directly to overspending, hoarding, and massive financial anxiety. Because honestly, it is never, ever enough.
Or maybe you suffer from the money status script. This is where society trains you to link your core identity and your self-worth directly to your income. If you run on this script, your ego basically forces you to buy things you don't even need with money you don't even have just to validate your existence to people who aren't even paying attention. It's a psychological trap that keeps high-income earners completely broke. Even more insidious is money avoidance. This is a crazy psychological trap where deep-seated feelings of guilt, fear, or belief that rich people are inherently bad causes you to unconsciously destroy your own financial opportunities. You might avoid looking at your bank statements or feel crippling guilt when you get a raise. You are literally pushing wealth away because your subconscious genuinely believes you don't deserve it.
But the architecture of quiet wealth actually relies on a completely different script, money vigilance. This is a careful, frugal mindset focused on building an impenetrable wall of security rather than a fragile display of status. Vigilant people are completely socially indifferent. They don't care about keeping up with the Joneses. They care about freedom. They respect money enough to save it, and that is exactly why they end up keeping it.
Chapter 2. The architecture of discipline.
Researchers have done something pretty incredible here. They've mapped out the specific personality architecture that separates self-made millionaires from literally everyone else. This isn't about luck. This isn't about being born into the right family. This is about the hard data of human behavior and how your personality traits literally dictate your net worth. The data proves that wealth requires intense emotional stability, high conscientiousness, and a willingness to be totally socially indifferent. Self-made millionaires don't panic when the stock market drops, and they score surprisingly low on agreeableness, meaning they are perfectly fine saying no to expensive dinners, lavish trips, and all that social pressure to spend.
This psychological discipline completely dictates whether you become what researchers call a prodigious accumulator of wealth, a PAW, who consistently lives below your means and invests the difference, or an underaccumulator of wealth, a UAW, who might actually make a massive six-figure income but burns it all on luxury cars and expensive real estate just to project a fake identity.
The PA builds a fortress, the UAW builds a facade.
Chapter 3. The Daily Operating System.
Discipline is the bridge between your thoughts and your reality. You can have the right mindset, but if your daily operating system is flawed, you'll never build lasting wealth. Wealthy people just operate on a totally different frequency. 88%. While most people are watching TV or scrolling through social media for hours to escape their reality, a staggering 88% of self-made millionaires are spending at least 30 minutes every single day reading to build theirs. They consume biographies, history, financial literature. They're constantly accumulating intellectual capital, which eventually translates directly into financial capital.
According to a huge JP Morgan study of over 100 billionaires, their days are relentlessly engineered around high-value activities. They treat their time and their physical health as non-negotiable economic assets. But the most crucial part of their day is often the quietest, 15 to 30 minutes of deep thinking time. Not meditating, not working, just pure, uninterrupted reflection on their goals and decisions. This is exactly where that emotional self-control is forged.
They also utilize this incredibly powerful psychological tool called dream setting. Instead of just vaguely wishing to be rich, they write out exactly what they want their life to look like a decade from now. Then, they reverse engineer that vision into brutal, actionable daily tasks. They break down a 10-year dream into what they need to execute by 5 p.m. today.
Look at this, 67% of self-made millionaires actually put their goals in writing, compared to just 17% of the general population. This is the real difference between wishing for success and executing a blueprint, because clarity drives action, and having a written plan eliminates the costly, emotional, reactive decisions that routinely ruin the average person's financial future.
Chapter 4. The Power of Enough.
Okay, we're entering the final chapter now, and stay until the end because this final lesson changes everything you thought you knew about why you want to be rich in the first place. You have to confront what Morgan Housel calls the man in the car paradox. When you see someone driving a $200,000 Ferrari, you rarely look at the driver and think, wow, that guy is so cool and successful. No, you look at the car and imagine yourself driving it. People buy fancy things to gain respect and admiration, but the irony is, no one is actually impressed with you. They just want the possessions for themselves.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is this. The hardest financial skill in the world is getting the goalpost to stop moving. If you cannot define the concept of enough, your ego is going to relentlessly push you to take destructive risks. You'll leverage everything you've worked for, trying to turn $1 million into $10 million, just to impress people who do not care about you, until you lose everything you've built.
From that JP Morgan billionaire study comes this incredible realization. The currency of life is time. True wealth isn't about performing for society. It is not about designer brands or luxury status symbols. True wealth is about the ultimate quiet freedom to wake up every single morning and have absolute total control over your own time. It's the ability to say, I can do whatever I want today.
Your future income will always follow your mindset. If you want to change your financial reality, you have to completely dismantle the illusions that society has built for you. So the real question is, are you ready to rewrite the script running inside your head? Because let's be honest, nobody is coming to save you. The next chapter of your life starts today.